right, Billy D here with another exciting podcast sponsored by our friends over at Standard Process, keeping us all healthy and happy,
That's
full
it.
of energy, right? All right, I got Roberto Monaco here, who's really become a really good friend of mine, and we've gone and had dinner a few times. We got to do that again soon, man.
It's coming up, man. You got some sushi, bro. You have the best
Double
sushi in the area.
But you're like my speaking coach. I'm going to let people know that. And I didn't think I was even coachable because I'm such a friggin' 8-ball. But there's a lot of little nuances you showed me, and I actually even went over that with the people I spoke with over the weekend, some of the things that you taught me. But what is it? What elements make a speaker a good speaker? And when you're a good speaker, you're a better communicator. You're going to change more lives. You're going to have more new patients and have a bigger practice and make more money as a side of that. I mean, none of us are really motivated so much by money, but money's a side. It's the benefit of being successful and doing a good job and helping others. What is it that makes a speaker a good speaker?
So I want to create a context here first, okay?
Yeah.
First, I have a collection of books, lots of books, read a lot of books. And this is one of my favorite collections. Quintillion is a 2,000-year-old. These books were written 2,000 years ago, right? And the title is called The Orator or Speaker Education. At that time, to be a speaker or orator, you have to go through an education. And the reason you have to go through an education, because for them back then, speaking was a matter of life and death, right? At that time, you didn't have lawyers. So if you get caught up in an argument, you as the head of a family had to go represent yourself. Now, let me pause
And
here.
they didn't have Facebook back here either.
So no Facebook, no YouTube, nothing. So they got to be able to speak. Now, and you think about now, we have all these tools. And right now, less than 10% of people use chiropractic. And I don't care if your goal is to change the world, if your goal is to have 1,000 patients, 2,000 patients, if your goal is to make a lot of money, you know, you have to master the capacity, the ability to open your mouth and move people into action.
Right.
Right?
I don't think there's a more important tool in practice than being able to communicate, in my opinion, and teach.
And teach. Because why people leave? Care. Even if they're, like, they show up for one reason, they get the result, they leave, is because they haven't got the principle. And what stopped them from getting the principle? Chiropractic lifestyle, one thing, communication. That's all there is to it.
Right.
So there's several elements. One of them, and I was writing a couple things for our call today, I feel, Bud, that the number one thing is this. Chiropractors, the top, not only chiropractors, but the best communicators in the world, they have a burning desire, okay, burning desire, driven by purpose, not fear. Because one thing is like, oh man, I'm not going to pay my rent. I have this emotion driving me to go and speak.
No.
You don't have, you could be going to Indonesia 10 times a year. But now we say, you know what? You go 2-3 times and you have Cow Jam, right? So for you, Cow Jam is a purpose-driven. You have this burning desire. When you record your crazy videos, I love. The other day I was watching one of your videos. You talk about people taking drugs and vaccines. So you're funny, man. When you get rolling, but like, why you record those videos? Why? Because you have this burning desire to serve.
Right.
And I feel like every chiropractor, that's the foundation. You gotta have this burning desire. And here's the question: how you personally cultivate this burning desire to serve? You personally, how do you do that?
How do I do it? Just through reading and just knowing the truth and seeing people suffer and seeing people scammed by medicine. I mean, it's all just fuels me to just like, it just drives me nuts, dude. And then you see the shit on TV and all that stuff. It's just like continually stoking that fire that needs, and just stuff I see on social media. It's unending, dude.
You know, my mom came here to visit from Brazil, and my mom's turning 70, so I brought her here to spend a little vacation, and she's taking these little pills. So like, mom, what is that? She goes, oh, statin.
Oh, God.
And now I'm like, how long have you been taking? And she goes, oh, 6 years. But it's almost like, oh, I'm drinking water. And I'm like, do you know so do you have a time limit when you have supposed to stop? She goes, no. Have you asked the doctor? Have you asked the doctor? She goes, no. So did you ask the side effects? No. And I said, Mom, why are you taking? And she goes, one answer. Because I trust my doctor.
She trusts her drug dealer, is what I look at it.
So it's so sad that now. So I need you guys,
Right.
chiropractors. I need. So I was talking before. My vision is to have like 30,000, like strong, badass
Just
chiropractors, like the best communicators in every field. That's how you change.
Right.
And so
you actually have a pretty high degree, because I was at your event.
Yeah.
Pretty high degree of chiropractors at your event. I'm not saying that's all of them,
so much so that 2016 I have an event just for chiros only.
Am I invited?
Dude, always. You're my boy. You just call or text. Well, I'm sorry. No, Billy doesn't have a phone number. I gotta have the bats. You know the Batman, when they call the Batman, the sign in the sky. You know what they call Batman? They put the little sign. I'm gonna have a big B. I'm gonna call you, bud.
All right.
On the sky. Hey, bro, call me.
Or you could just call me on a landline too, Roberto.
That's it.
You know, we used to have phones in the old days. Before texting. Hey, so when is the event?
Number one.
When is the event, though? I'm just curious.
No, seriously, I have 4 this year, and see what happens. I do these events called Influence for the Fronts that you came, and what happened was 80% became chiropractic, and I had 20% maybe a realtor or a loan officer.
Dentist.
And then I'm like, a dentist, I'm like, dude, I gotta speed it up. So now I have 2 tracks. One, only chiropractors, only chiropractor stories, chiropractor closes is off the chart. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
well, I would be really interested in attending that because I learned so much great stuff. Plus, I love being around your energy.
We're going to hang out, man. So let's talk about the second characteristics.
Right, I want to learn a little about that seminar, though, too. So
perfect.
Okay.
Second one, which you and I talk about that. Successful chiropractor speakers, they're not afraid to close.
Because if they don't close, they're going to die sooner. They're going to be on dope. So the closing is just getting them in your boat.
That's it. You know what happens? And I see this all the time, bud. People, they're very passionate about their message.
Yeah.
So they have a quote unquote no fear of speaking, which is great. Okay? But then when it comes to say, what do you want? So when you speak, you create energy. I think in terms of speaking, powerful speaking, you create this energy.
Right.
And when you create this energy, there's a word in rhetoric called kairos. Not Cairo, kairos. Kairos. Is a word they use in Greek to determine the right moment, to seize the moment to take action. That's called kairos in rhetoric. And what happens when you speak, you create this kairos, this perfect moment. When people, their minds are open, their hearts are open, their soul is right there, and you have to be able to grab it and lead into some type of direction. And the direction is your care. So you got to understand, I have a message that I say that your message starts when your presentation ends, which means that the chiropractic lifestyle starts, not in your talk, starts when they sign up and they visit you and they say, here's my credit card, and we go. So you can start helping them.
Right.
I found that people who are very successful, when it comes to closing or enrolling people into care, is just like their dialogue is like this. Whatever I shared before is great, but here is the real gift. Right. And they mean it. And they mean it.
Of course they do.
They mean it.
Right. I mean, that's the whole objective. I mean, you can try to teach somebody in a half hour or 45 minutes, an hour, but teaching somebody is really something that, in my opinion, is a continual process. It's not like you learn it and you own it, you know. It's like, and people get exposed to all the friggin', media bullshit and, all the fear and this disease and that disease. And it's a matter of just being in our boat long enough to start to see through all that BS and keeping them around long enough. Because a lot of times, people have been coming, people have problems for 30, 40 years, it's not going to go away overnight. So you got to maybe really be a good communicator to get that across to them and keep them around long enough to make the change that you need. And then at the same time, educate them and pull their heads out of the quagmire of what they think is really actually health. I'm sorry I went on there. So
no, it's okay. Which leads to the number three. One of the things that the distinction is that I'm a big time proponent of using questions in your talk. And I call it self-persuasion, which is big, which means that when you tell stuff, some people may doubt it. When it's their idea, increase the likelihood of them to acting upon it. So the way I set up the chiropractic talks is through a lot of questions. For example, things like, I'm curious, do we live in a healthy or sick country right now? I don't tell it's bad. I just ask them.
Right.
And they go, oh, we live in a sick country. Say, well, let's see. Then you
yeah, and if you got the majority of the audience saying that, and you got a couple skeptics over on the side, they're going to go, well, shit, maybe these guys are right. You know,
they're right. So
right.
It's not, and then
you say it's not Roberto saying it, it's everybody else saying it.
So perfect. And then
it just validates what you want to get across.
Then I follow up a question. So that after they say sick, I say, okay, interesting. What do you think is causing that? And then people tell. So you see, I believe in, especially in when I pitch or help our clients pitch chiropractic care, is to I just lead them to a conclusion, which is hard to do because sometimes we are trained to just quote unquote vomit information, and you know so much, and you want to just blast people through it. I used to be like,
that's my problem.
Well, we used to have everybody at one point, because you're all into more knowledge, right? More stuff. Then you have this encyclopedia of knowledge. You'll be like, how can I share? And you have this tendency. And then sometimes you got to be like, it's not about sharing my knowledge. It's about being effective so I can move the energy, create the not chiropractic, kairos, Kairos, the moment, the perfect moment when things open up and it just, boom, chiropractic care. That's how we create it, is asking a lot of questions, which I'll be talking more about in Call Jam. One more thing that I feel is so important.
4?
Pardon?
Is this number 4?
Number 4. So I talk about having, being driven by that burning desire.
Yeah.
Always. Number 2, talk about not being afraid to close. Number 3, using self-persuasion. Number 4.
Number 4.
Which is so important. Speak with urgency. All right? So write this down, everybody. If you don't have urgency to present, they will not have urgency to act.
Exactly.
So for me, I'm counting the days to call Jim and be like, I'm almost like, let's go. Let's go. Because I have urgency to present to you guys, because my vision is to create this army. Let's go. To do something big, to change, right? So it's so that's my urgency. What is your urgency to communicate? A lot of people, they find a way to not present, to be absent, right? To just not show up. And I feel like, for me, I'm kind of like out there when I think that speaking is about life and death. And I always believe that. So when I speak, that's why I prepared little notes for this podcast, because if I might stop this podcast here, go outside, and a plane crashes in my head and I die. So I want to make sure at least in a short period of time here, you get something, you do something. And I feel that most chiropractors, they are apologetic. Right? Some chiropractors, I don't know where they learned this, which kind of frustrates me. They came to my class, I have to correct it. They do these talks and they don't mention their chiropractors because because the audience are going to judge me. And like, dude, you're nuts. You got to be pound your chest and be proud of it.
Yeah, of course.
If you don't mention, because they kind of hide, it's like, dude, what kind of, you have this complex of inferiority already. You're not going to own anything.
Right.
So a lot of us, by the way, it's not your fault.
I don't get that either, man. I mean, I'm proud as hell to be a chiropractor. You know, of course, there's assholes that for some reason you're never going to attract them because whatever their preconceived ideas about chiropractic are about. I mean, and I'm not really trying to attract those people. That I guess it's 50% of the people wouldn't go to a chiropractor if it was the last thing that they had to go to them, just because they have those preconceived ideas. And sure, we can win some of those people over, I'm sure, but I'm so darn proud of what I do. And in fact, there's nothing that I would rather do. I mean, I love it.
That's why you're successful, bud. That's what's successful.
And I wasn't that way always. You know, I mean, it took me a matter of time to feel confident, you know, but it wasn't.
What was it for you?
I was just going to say that.
For you, was a headspace or a technique?
It was going to a thing called, I was going to a seminar, Dynamic Essentials, that I actually really learned chiropractic. I mean, I didn't learn it in school for sure. And, you know, and I'm really excited about I'm speaking back there coming up at the end of the month. And there wasn't anything, that's the pivotal point of my life was when I went to that seminar and I actually felt good about being who I was and also good about being a chiropractor and really understanding the philosophy and principles of real chiropractic. And that was it for me.
Was that a change in mindset?
And that set me on fire, dude.
So for you, was first, I mean, just curious, was a mindset shift first that technique follow, or was a technique then mindset shift? Which one?
It was mindset for sure. I mean, my technique didn't really change that much, you know, as far as...
See, okay, so this is very important, okay? Was a mindset that set you on fire, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Okay, now here you go. I hope that you guys get this. There's no place in the planet, in any book, anywhere, that tells you that you have to struggle 10 years, 5 years, 1 year, 1 hour, because mindset change can happen
like that,
in a moment.
Dude. I went from 88 a week, struggling, waiting tables to pay the bills and being a chiropractor, to 350 a week, and then to 600 a week, and then eventually we got to 1,000 a week because of this.
I love that.
And then when you own this, it takes that out of your speaking, and it comes from the heart because your goal is to change the world. And that's what I've really tried to create with CalJam. It's not, you know, obviously it's mostly I'm trying to get chiropractors to come and motivate them to communicate on things a little bit outside of chiropractic, some of it maybe, you know, but of course I'm big on, we do spinal workshops twice a week in my office, or twice a month, but also things like nutrition and vaccines and women's health, because you want to pull in other people, because if everybody thinks they're just going to a, you know, again, because of stigma, people's preconceived ideas, if they think they're just coming to a chiropractic workshop, you got to use other bait, in my opinion, and I don't know what your opinion is, but get them to come to stuff that's not so chiropractic, like, oh, I'm going to go to this doctor's office to learn about weight loss, and of course, I'm going to bring in the chiropractic story, and once people hear the chiropractic story described in a way they can understand, nobody in their right mind is not going to want to get their spine checked, just like you go to a dentist. So,
yeah, my belief is that I believe in chiropractic lifestyle, get adjusted.
Yeah, of course.
Detoxed. I use it in the process, loves in the process, and so I believe in the style, and I live even the philosophy. I learned so much from you guys. I grew up in Brazil, and taking asthma little pump.
I call them bongs.
Yeah. Well, that's what I learned here, man. That's what I learned here in California.
I call that the children's bong. It's getting them ready for.
Oh, that was good, man. That was good. Anyway, so I owe you a lot to you guys, and I have a very powerful story that if I share here, I'm gonna cry. So I'm gonna reserve that to CalJam about how chiropractic changed my life with my wife, but I'm not gonna share here. I gotta wait. Okay. And it's super powerful, and I'll share that on stage because it's recent, happened last month, and it's really life changing and has been a gift. So I owe to you, bud. I owe you to every chiropractor out there, and I owe you to my doctor, Dr. Ryan Hammond. So I owe you to you guys. So I'm committed to deliver 1,000% CalJam. Get your ticket today. This is gonna be insane. I took non-chiropractors last year. They had look. There's no excuse. You should bring your neighbor, your kids, your co-worker, because
and your staff,
your
team.
I brought non-chiropractors last year. They have a ball. I mean, Okay, not only the content was mind blown, that's a 10, but dude, you playing AC/DC on stage was like, and I'm literally like, dude, am I alive here? This is like, that was so good, dude. Dude, I grew up with AC/DC in Brazil. Had
We're doing
AC/DC
Dirty
shorts.
Deeds this year.
Dirty Deeds. I love that.
Dirt cheap.
Dude, I think you should do For Those About to Rock.
Yeah, but
Wait,
I'm
have
not,
you done that one?
I love that song, but that's Brian Johnson. I'm more a Bon Scott guy. I'm a Bon Scott lover.
No, but that song,
Yeah.
in the beginning, that song just insane, man. I love it.
Well,
I love
all
it.
their songs are pretty insane.
I
We were listening to Jailbreak last night, not to get off the subject here, but that would be a great chiropractic one because all the chiropractors that went to jail for chiropractic.
700 and
Yeah, so we're going to put that in the repertoire sometime soon.
And the last one,
Oh, there's 5.
yes.
Okay.
I actually have a list of 7 here, but I want to just throw one more here. Is this? They continuously work on their craft. And this is like, do you still play guitar? Do you play
Yes.
guitar?
Yeah.
But how long have you been playing guitar?
Long time.
How long?
40 years probably.
Do you still have a coach?
I have 2.
No one, 2. Why?
Because I suck. No, I want to get better. You know what I mean? Yeah. I know I'm not one of those guys that was like, I'm not like Jimi Hendrix and was gifted, and I really have to work hard at it. But it's something I want to get better at. You know, it's like, you know, there's certain things that, like surfing, I don't feel like I need a coach because I just do that for leisure, and I feel like, you know, I do that almost like I walk. But the guitar and being in bands and that stuff is a lot more. There's just a lot more. You got to learn and you've got to polish it. It's just continual, you know. Like we practiced last night, you know. It's like you don't just show up to gigs, you know. You put a lot of time and effort in because you don't want to go out there and look like an asshole, you know. And it's like, to me, I'm really concerned about making this show the best. And plus,
yeah,
you know,
I'll tell you from the obviously content number 1. Cow Jams, outstanding speakers, outstanding content. But and I've been around events between 26 years, Tony Robbins, 8 years of my company, almost 14 years now. Dude, from entertainment value, your Cow Jam tops everything that I've seen so far.
I can't, if there's something
you name it, I haven't seen it, and
I want to see it too. If somebody says there is,
I haven't seen it. Like, I haven't seen it unless you pay $1,000 to see U2, you know.
Yeah, but that's different. I mean, you're going to see a rock concert. You're coming here to literally. It's an event to change the world. The music is just something that raises that level of vibration and propel you to do more. Let's do 6 while we're on it. What's number 6?
Number 1, the right mix between logic and emotion.
Okay, explain that.
Because so here, I always have a structure in my head.
Yeah.
So are you guys ready for a secret here? This is a secret. The other day, I went to do a talk for 90 minutes. This is good stuff.
You personally did a talk, okay?
And then I want to challenge myself because I'm always believing in growing, so I can grow and teach our doctors. And I said, I'm going to walk in a room for 90 minutes with no scripts, no PowerPoint, not even know what I'm going to say.
You just wung it?
I just walking in, and then all I said was, in the context of speaking or presentation, what's the one thing that you need to know to learn? Then everybody wrote it down. So they wrote a question. For example, how to close, how to overcome fear, how to tell a story, whatever. And then people start asking the question. And then what I did, here's what I did. I asked the question. They asked me, Roberto, how can I overcome fear, for example? Here's what I did. I transformed the question into problem, implication of the problem, solution, and then give a benefit. So let me give an example here. People say, Roberto, how to overcome fear? Step number 1, transform the problem. Say, look, that's a great question. 75% of Americans experience some type of speaking anxiety. Mm-hmm. So you're not alone on this one. Mm-hmm. The problem. Implication of the problem. And what I found is that how you do one thing in life is how you do everything.
Right.
All right? And when you're afraid to speak, you limit your income, you limit your experiences life. All right? I'm making the problem implication, number 2. Number 3, so here's what you can do. So then, number 3, the solution, I gave an idea or two on how someone can overcome fear. For example, can change the focus, can change the belief system. And then, step number 4, I had the benefit of my idea. I told a story about a doctor who came to my class and changed fear. Second person, Roberto, how can I close? Again, I'm going to run through the same formula. Problem, implication, solution, benefit. Closing is the number one, besides fear, is a big problem. And when you don't close, you waste your time, you see? Right. And now here's what you do. So I run through this problem, implication, solution, benefit. So let's say you're a chiropractor, and you can say, look, in the context of health and wellness, what's your questions you have? So when you have a structure, I always have a structure.
Right.
But a structure allows you to communicate logically. So it's the right mix between logic, or have a logical process, with emotion, through storytelling, through your delivery, to your certainty, your emotional state. So that's why in speaking, sometimes you see, I had one of my clients that I really helped him a lot. He's a speaker all over chiropractic industry. I'm not going to mention his name here to protect him. But his talks are not very good, and one of the things that I did, I had to cut his material in half because it was all data-driven material.
That must have been me.
No, it wasn't you. It wasn't you. And then, but it's never super engaging. Now, and sometimes when you have just pure raw emotion, then you might be able to move people, but then you might experience bias, remorse. So it's the fine line between logic and emotion. So that's why we teach that too.
Okay. What's 7?
7th, I'm going to make up on the spot now. 7th, bud.
You're going to make it up? I thought you had it written down there.
I don't have one. Let me see. I cover. Okay. Well, here you go. It's a little principle. You're going to like this one.
I like them all. What are you talking about?
Okay. If you don't share your message, your marketplace will create one about you. Boom.
Your marketplace will what?
Will create a story about you.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Look, if you don't share your story, your marketplace will create one about you. For example, if you ask, so let's talk about that. If you ask the random person, what is chiropractic? What is the chiropractic story for the average person? What are they going to say?
Yeah, we're going to do that. I'm going to go out with some guys, and we're going to go on the street and get their opinion of chiropractic, and then get their what they feel chiropractic's about. And it's going to be hilarious.
It'll be super funny.
Yeah.
So the idea is that,
and sad at the same time.
No, the video is going to be funny. I know.
Yeah, but the remarks
but
about
it'll be sad.
Yeah.
So the problem is this, and I hope that this message did you guys get this? If I don't share my story, for example, influenciology story, you may create a story about Roberto, about influenciology. The same thing applies in your community. If you don't share your story, your Cairo story, your marketplace, you create one about you. And sometimes they already have one. And not communicating, you give power to them to create a story about you. So that's why I'm super, super committed to help, to inspire the doctors to be the best communicators they can be. I'm really committed. And I am super excited, bud, for the invitation for Cow Jam. I'll give my heart to 3,000 people there. And get your ticket today. Today, not tomorrow.
I know, yeah.
And if you already have one today, buy more for everybody.
Sponsor
for your office,
student if you
for
want.
your neighbors.
Yeah, we haven't really done a student sponsor drive, but you can do that.
My father-in-law is coming.
Cool.
My wife's coming. They're not chiropractors. They're coming because they want to be educated,
right,
on other subjects other than chiropractic.
And hang out with cool people, and man, it's a love fest too. It's like, for me, it's like I get to see people I haven't seen, and it's just like a family reunion for most chiropractors. Hey, I want to, from the deepest part of my heart, I want to thank you for everything you've done for me and coaching me, which I thought I was, not that I'm above coaching, but I just thought I'm such an 8-ball wild man that I didn't know if there was any hope for me, is the way I looked at it. And you've really helped me just tune some certain things. And as soon as we get done with this call, you're going to help me formulate and structure my talk for CalJam.
Just give a little to get the audience salivating a little bit. What is the overall idea, the big idea of your CalJam talk for next year? For this year, I'm sorry.
My big action is, obviously, since the theme this year is on freedom, I'm trying to create, to have people become unshackled and take away anything that's holding them back from being the best that they can be. But my big drive this year at CalJam is to obviously get people to take action so that we can literally change the face of this planet, not only from a health standpoint, but from a planet sustainability concept, so that these kids that are growing up, our kids and their grandkids, have a planet that they can live on, because we cannot continue to do what we're doing. So that's why CalJam has really morphed itself from just being a chiropractic event to issues that are really not only pertinent to human health, but also to global health and sustainability. So I just want to create action. Get some frigging people off their asses in this change, and then you teaching them how to do the concepts, and together we can make put a big dent in what's going on to stop this cataclysmic frigging diabolical frigging agenda to destroy the planet and human health.
I am excited, bud. I'm super excited. Get your ticket today. Don't look. CalJam is my third year. I've been 2 years. Love both years.
This year is gonna kick ass, dude.
To top last year, this is gonna be hard. Last year was insane.
Yeah, I know.
So,
but we're gonna do it.
I know you were gonna do it.
Because the CE is gonna be good this year. We had a little issue with the CE last year. Not my fault, but sometimes you'll learn a little bit. All right, we're gonna sign off with Roberto Monaco.
Hey, by the way, after CalJam, once you're done, can you? I have one for you. Look, I have one for you.
Oh, please, you're teasing. I'm salivating right now.
I have one for you. This is I'm saving after CalJam for you right here. I know you laugh.
That might be one of them. All right, I love you, brother. Rock and roll. Roberto Monaco, Billy D. Thank you, Standard Process, for helping us out. We love you guys. And rock and roll.
I love
rock and roll! Not just one child. I said, you change it for the school.
Not your emotion, their emotion. Well, because everybody has a self-healing mechanism. We know that.
Your community is desperately waiting for you to show up.
Wake up out of your apathetic slumber. Tell the people all about the principles of chiropractic.
Is you are the vessel of the change.
Ability to move that keeps us alive.
What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me?
$7 can get you a romance novel, a #1 combo at In-N-Out Burger, a 12-pack of granola bars, a cup of green juice, or 1 month of access to the CalJam network. At CalJam, we take pride in the array of topics our speakers have covered over the past 8 years. With the CalJam network membership, most of our speakers' talks can be accessed. In our network, you can also find numerous seminars from the Dead Chiropractic Society's monthly meeting with over 100 chiropractors and some of the best speakers in the profession. The CalJam network is your all-access pass to CalJam and DCS workshops, videos, and chiropractic content. From past CalJam speakers to recent DCS seminars, the network is a great resource for anybody passionate about chiropractic health or global sustainability. So don't miss out! We upload new and exciting content monthly, which can stream on any device, even your smartphone. Join the CalJam network today for only $7 a month at caljam.org/network.